You know what actually changes a life. It is not what you add. It is what you finally have the courage to release. Beneath all the noise, beneath the explanations, the justifications, the endless conversations that go nowhere, there is a quieter version of you. One that does not argue. One that does not defend. One that does not cling to what has already passed. That version simply lets go. The Stoics understood this long before it became fashionable to talk about self-improvement. Freedom does not come from gaining more control over the world. It comes from releasing what is controlling your mind. Marcus Aurelius wrote that you have power over your thoughts, not over external events, and in that realization there is strength. But the real challenge is not discipline. It is awareness. Seeing what has been draining you quietly for years. So this is not about dramatic exits or loud declarations. This is about calm decisions made in silence. 5 things you need to eliminate, not to impress anyone, but to finally feel light again. Number 1. The need to explain yourself. You have been doing this for longer than you realize. Explaining your choices. Defending your boundaries. Justifying why you said no. Why you stepped back. Why you changed. And every time you explain yourself to the wrong person, something subtle happens. Your energy drops. Your certainty weakens. Your peace slips away. The people who truly respect you do not need explanations. They trust your judgment. They feel your intent without words. But the ones who demand reasons are rarely seeking clarity. They are looking for control. Seneca warned that poverty is not having too little, but craving more. That includes craving understanding, approval, reassurance. When you feel the urge to explain, pause. Ask yourself who this explanation is really for. Most of the time, silence would protect you better. Calm presence says more than any argument ever could. When you stop explaining, you stop negotiating your worth. You allow your actions, your consistency, and your peace to speak for you. This is not coldness. It is self-respect practiced quietly. Number 2. Relationships that require you to shrink. These are the connections that never attack you openly. They wear familiar faces. Old friends. Family ties. Romantic bonds that feel safe on the surface. But something is always off. You notice you speak less about your goals. You soften your joy. You downplay progress so no one feels uncomfortable. Growth becomes something you apologize for. Marcus Aurelius warned that the danger is not standing alone, but finding yourself aligned with what quietly pulls you away from reason. Some people can only tolerate you when you are struggling. Your rise reminds them of what they avoid in themselves. These relationships do not break you in one moment. They wear you down slowly. One compromise at a time. One silence where your truth should have been. You do not need to confront or accuse. Stoicism teaches distance without drama. You are allowed to choose environments that let you expand. Real connection does not ask you to dim your light. It makes room for it. When a relationship requires you to stay small to keep the peace is not real. Let go quietly. Growth does not need permission. Number 3. The stories you keep telling about who you are. Pay attention to how you describe yourself. I am not a morning person. I have always been anxious. I am bad with money. I avoid conflict. These sound harmless, almost honest. But repeated long enough, they stop being descriptions and start becoming limits. Epictetus taught that it is not events that shape you, but how you interpret them. The deeper truth is this. The way you remember your past decides how you live your present. When you keep introducing yourself as who you used to be, you trap yourself there. You forget that you have already changed. You forget what you survived. You forget what you learned. You are not the same person you were years ago. Not even months ago. Yet many people live as if growth never happened. The story becomes a cage. Stoicism does not ask you to deny your past. It asks you to stop letting it rule you. Growth is not betrayal. It is evidence. When you release old labels, you give yourself room to act differently. Speak differently. Choose differently. Change the story quietly. Not by pretending, but by allowing yourself to evolve. Number 4. The addiction to being busy. Look at how you live. Your calendar is full. Your days are packed. Your exhaustion has started to feel normal, even respectable. Somewhere along the way, being busy became proof that you matter. That if you keep moving, keep answering, keep filling every quiet moment, you will not have to face what you are avoiding. The Stoics never praised this way of living. They warned against it. Seneca wrote that life is not short, we simply waste much of it. We waste it on false urgency, on other people's priorities, on constant motion that leads nowhere. Being busy is not the same as being alive. Many people are moving all day and going nowhere inside. Silence scares them. Stillness feels uncomfortable. Because when everything stops, the truth starts speaking. Stoicism teaches presence, not pressure. Intention, not exhaustion. You were not made to sprint endlessly. Eliminate the need to always be occupied. Sit quietly sometimes. Walk without noise. Let your mind settle. When you remove the addiction to busyness, you reclaim clarity. And clarity is where real strength lives. Number 5. The fear of starting over. This is the quiet fear that keeps people trapped the longest. Staying in jobs that drain them. Cities that no longer fit. Relationships that ended emotionally years ago. You tell yourself it is too late. That you have already invested too much time, too much effort, too much of yourself to walk away now. Leaving would mean failure. Wasted years. Starting from nothing. But Seneca cut through this illusion with brutal clarity. Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life. Starting over is not starting from zero. It is starting from experience. Every mistake you survived. Every lesson you learned. Every moment you endured when quitting would have been easier. You are not the same person who began this chapter. You are wiser now. More honest about what you want and what you will no longer tolerate. Sometimes the path you chose was not wrong. It simply showed you who you are not meant to be. There is no deadline on becoming the person you know you could be. Not at 30. Not at 40. Not ever. Let go of the fear quietly. Walk away without needing to justify it. Starting over is not weakness. It is clarity acting on truth. The Stoics never promised perfection. They taught practice. Quiet practice. Daily practice. The kind no one applauds. Peace is not something you find one day and keep forever. It is something you build by removing what drains you. One attachment at a time. One habit at a time. You do not need permission to let go. You do not need an audience. You only need honesty and the courage to act on it. Marcus Aurelius wrote to himself every night not because he had mastered life, but because he knew he would forget. So let this be your reminder. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to release what no longer fits. The life you want is not ahead of you. It is waiting on the other side of what you are willing to leave behind.